But what you said about the women teaching women the divine feminine and how to be more feminine, a woman can't teach a woman how to be more feminine. That's impossible. And I'm going to explain to you why. Learning something in a book is very different than applying it. So, for example, that woman who's teaching another woman how to be feminine, she's in a space, let's say like a coaching room, for example, a woman to woman. So she can tell her, do this, do that, act like this, dress like this, wear makeup like this, soften your voice. She can say these things. But in order for that woman to actually tap into her feminine side, she needs to be exposed to the stimulus, and the stimulus would be a man. When she takes what she learned in the classroom of being feminine, she needs to experience the safety of a man in order for her to intrinsically make that change. If I'm a woman, I'm telling you, I'm going to teach you how to be feminine. Yeah, you can tell me what to wear. You can tell me how to talk. You can tell me what to say. You can tell me what not to say. You can tell me what scent to wear. You can tell me all these things. But in order for me to make that internal change to truly feel more feminine, I have to practice that in the company of a man, and a company of a safe man. I have to practice that routinely in the company of a safe man. I do think of the same way that I said a woman needs to practice femininity in the company of a safe man. In order for it to become a new habit, right, she does have to practice it. So even though, like I said, she's sitting in a classroom and being taught what to do, until she practices it and feels like it's safe to do it, she's just going to revert back to her old habits. That's how human behavior works when we're trying to change habits and behavioral patterns, okay? She's just going to revert right back. She's going to relapse. That's what's going to happen. She has to practice it in the company of a man who makes it safe for her to do so, and consistently, okay? I'm saying the same thing for men. A man who isn't used to showing up in his masculine side, he would also have to practice it in the company of a woman that makes it safe for him. And I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. So for example, people pleasing is a very female behavior. It's a feminine behavior. But a lot of men would identify as people pleasers, and they'd be correct. So when we're talking about something like being a people pleaser, so for example, they say men talk more about ideas. This is the stereotype, and women talk more about people. Men focus more on ideas and topics and tasks and things, and women focus more on people. So we're talking about something like people pleasing. It's a feminine behavior, okay? To be a people pleaser. A lot of men would identify as people pleasers. A lot of them may not identify it as a feminine thing to do. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory manner, by the way, in any way, shape, or form, but it is. Now, so I'll explain to you what I was saying about a man practicing his masculinity in the company of a safe woman. What I mean by that is, if he's a people pleaser and he gets around a woman who is very masculine, she might ask him, hey, what do you want to do tonight? And he might say, I don't know, whatever you want to do. Be very passive about it. Now, she would have to know how to handle that without shaming him for that. And he would have to be in the company of a woman that allows him to be much more direct and assertive without shaming him for it. And not only that, he would have to be able to withstand the discomfort that comes along with being more assertive. Because part of the reason why a lot of people aren't more assertive is because there's consequences to that. People don't like it when we're assertive. So we're trying to avoid the consequence of being assertive with other people. Now, for example, a man would say something like, if I'm more assertive with her and I don't give what she wants, she might walk out. She might. But that's also part of the reason why we don't set boundaries. We're not assertive and we don't set boundaries because consequences come with that. You might lose friendships when you set boundaries, you're assertive. You might lose your partner, someone you're dating. That's why we don't do it, because we don't want the consequence of doing so. So he can sit and watch YouTube all day, being masculine as you do this, you dress like this, you sound like this, you do that. All day long, he can watch and be like, yeah, he can take notes, highlighters, red pens, like everything. He can create mind maps. Like he's like, yeah, I got this. Until he's practicing it routinely in the company of women, it's not going to become second nature to him. It will not be habitual for him. He has to go out there and practice it and metaphorically get punched in the face over and over to recognize that even though he fell over and over, he still got back up. When women first joined the workforce, they had to learn the hard way that being soft doesn't work. That's why I'm saying they had to practice their masculinity. They had to go out there being as they were, trying to be noticed, be seen, get promotions, and recognizing that, wait, the way that I am, it's not working. I'm being ignored. I'm being made fun of. I'm being pushed aside. They're not seeing me. So then she has to take on more masculine traits in order to survive that workforce. So she has to consistently go and practice that over and over and over.
In the past, protection meant physical survival, like escaping predators like saber-toothed tigers. Today, most of the protection we need from our romantic partners revolves around psychological and emotional safety. Being her shield is great. Being her parachute is even better. Modern stressors trigger our nervous system's fight, flight, or freeze response. When we are under stress, our bodies respond as if we are facing life-threatening danger. In these moments, you can be her parachute, helping her descend from this heightened state to a place of calm and safety. A parachute symbolizes the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and recovery. By being present, listening actively, and offering physical affection, you help her feel secure. This process, known as co-regulation, involves partners managing their emotions together to achieve balance and stability. When she feels overwhelmed, respond with empathy and patience. Validate her feelings with statements like, I understand why you feel angry. It makes sense. Your consistent support and reassurance can transform moments of stress into opportunities for deeper intimacy, connection, and trust. In essence, being her parachute means creating a safe emotional space where she can relax and be herself, knowing you're there to support her to go from emotional stress to loving serenity.